Well, so basically, it seems that the Epstein files is just making too much rounds. Okay, too many people are looking for the files. They are looking for the files. Okay, they want to know where the files are. We have the videos. You said you watched the videos. You said you read the files. Now where's the list? Because I'm sure everybody that visited the Epstein Island and all those files and all the videos have the people who are elite on there. But the question is, what's really happening? I don't know. I don't live in the United States and I didn't go to the island. But let's see what we can find out. By the way, if you have not gotten this channel to 1,000, I suggest you do that now. Get it to 1,000 follows and subscribes so that we can bring you more content and have more fun out there with my deep voice.
Joining us now is Democratic Congressman Seth Moulton from Massachusetts. Lots to discuss. Let's start with where we're leaving off on the Epstein
Man, that is quite the face.
files. Do you think more of the Epstein files need to be revealed? What questions?
What do you mean more of the Epstein files? Is there more? So why aren't they delivering everything? Why aren't they giving? Where's the binder? The one that the guy shook. This is the Epstein files. Those guys that came out of the freaking building.
Do you want answered?
Oh, look, Donald Trump has been wrapped around Jeffrey Epstein's finger for decades.
Whoa.
And so it's pretty obvious what's going on here. He doesn't want the files released. The Attorney General, Pam Biondi, is covering it up, undoubtedly lying about what she had or didn't have on her desk, because it's likely that Trump is somehow going to get him.
Yo, if these people are more powerful than the president, I want to know who they are. Seriously. I want to know. Like, where did the 2 trillion go? it's again conspiracy. I want to know where the 2 trillion went, which is the reason why the Pentagon was attacked back in the year 2001. But nonetheless, who are these people? Because what happened back then, you got to be super powerful to do something like that and crazy. But nonetheless, Epstein Island. Who are the people on the list, bro?
Implicated.
Saudis? Huh? Saudis? Think about it. Oil. Very powerful in the United States. Oil tycoons. Saudis and oil tycoons. Money. Because Saudi buys a lot of military weapons from the United States military, so maybe that's probably why. It's just a suggestion that, I'm just guessing. It could also be them.
I think we ought to know, as the American public, if the president is implicated in this heinous sex trafficking scheme. But at the end of the day, what's probably going to happen is the Republicans are going to give in to Trump. That's what they always do in these situations. At the end of the day, these conservatives are so weak that they'll probably cave to Trump on this issue, too.
Yeah, just want to clarify, though, President Trump has said that he and Epstein had a break like 15 years ago. We have all seen those pictures of them together from earlier days. Looking at how this is playing out in Congress, can you be confident that the Republicans will fall in line, though? Because we even have Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, breaking with the president on this, calling for Epstein files to be released. What does that tell you?
Oh, you mean Mike Johnson, the same guy who said he wouldn't cut Medicare?
Come on, man, don't bring that into this whole conversation. We're talking about Epstein. Just leave the Medicare out of this, bro.
After voting to take health care away from 10, 15 million Americans.
Well, you got like over 300 other Americans. 300 million other Americans.
So these Republicans never keep their word. That's the problem, is when it comes to loyalty to Trump versus doing the right thing, even just in their version of what the right thing is in their conservative worldview, ultra hardline, whatever you describe it as, they always give in at the end of the day. We had a tough time. They had a tough time, I should say, passing this horrible, big, beautiful bill, as the Trump administration calls it, that dramatically exploded our debt. Passing a bill to our kids that cut health care for millions of Americans, all to give tax cuts to billionaires.
The health care was already...
and there was a whole bunch...
the health care was already, pretty bad in America. So, we understand that might seem like pretty bad what's happening, but there could be a just cause behind this. And I think more research needs to be done. Maybe the bill does need to be amended. And what does this really mean for the Americans when it comes to the bill. But nonetheless, enough about the bill. What about Epstein, dude?
To Republicans who said they wouldn't do any of those things. They tried to hold out, and they lasted about 12 hours, and then they caved too. So that's probably what's going to happen here again.
Although Epstein may be different, we've heard from Marjorie Taylor Greene that this is like the one thing that, has really fractured the MAGA base.
You wish they actually cared about kids' health care as much as they care about Jeffrey Epstein, or about like kids' food assistance or kids' school lunches, all of which they're cutting with their big, beautiful bill.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. So they're cutting the fact that some schools will not be giving out the lunches that they normally give out, from what I see on the movies here. Because, like, I only see that in movies where the kids at the high school and the junior high school where they get food, so damn.
Well, yeah, it would be.
We don't experience that here in South Africa. Here in South Africa, we have to take our lunches with us to school and primary school. We call that primary school. So there's prep, there's kindergarten, prep, there's kindergarten, there's prep, there's primary, then there's high school. That's from grade 8 to grade 12. Okay? And here in South Africa, it's hard to keep your lunch in your bag, because as you are walking or even driving to your high school, there's always a chance that you will be attacked by like a group of monkeys or baboons, and specifically they only go for your lunch. I don't understand it. Even if you're not carrying lunch, they will still check your bag. You're being held up like it's at gunpoint with these guys, and it's a group of them. It's horrible here in South Africa. You have no idea. I don't even know if the other countries in the African continent even experience this, but you'll be walking or driving to school or to work. Well, I haven't experienced going to work, but mostly when you're a child going to school, it's horrible. You get mauled by a troop. It's horrible.
It'd be nice if they cared about those millions of kids and not just about this case, as heinous as it is, but there you go.
It is heinous. It is heinous. And we all can agree, perhaps, sunshine is the best disinfectant, so more transparency is needed, perhaps. Republican colleagues of yours have suggested maybe a special counsel should be appointed here. Take a listen to this.
Whatever they have, and I think Pam Bondi is turning it over to somebody else now, but whatever they have, it needs to be transparent. It needs to come out.
I'm big on clarity and transparency, and that's good reason people don't trust government, either party.
Dude, when any government was like all so bad about transparency and truth, geez, the Biden administration was like, man, if it wasn't for Biden, we wouldn't know the truth.
I think moving forward, we need a special counsel. That has got to happen. There has to be a special investigation into this if we aren't going to be provided information. And so this is certainly important, and I want answers. And maybe that takes that special counsel to do so. Maybe Matt Gaetz can lead the special counsel.
Would you support a special counsel? Could that put the conspiracies to bed?
It would help. I'm sure it would help. And think about this Republican Party and all the effort they put into investigating Hunter Biden. Investigating Hunter Biden over what? Like a shady business?
Dude, Hunter Biden. I don't know much about Hunter Biden, but when your daddy's the president, you can probably get a lot of good deals done before people find out. And, daddy can always hide it. Oh, yeah.
Business deal, perhaps?
I mean, didn't Biden also, like, sign a, what is it called now? A get out of jail free card? A pardon? They didn't pardon him. That's cool when your daddy's the president, though.
And a gun charge that wouldn't have stood against any other American. All that resource, all those lawyers, those private investigators.
Bro, when your daddy is the president, it's kind of weird because like Biden is like so old and Hunter still catches on crap. If Hunter was, let's say, 17 years old and Biden was not at the age where he is now, but at the age that he would be if Hunter was 17, it would still be the same thing. it would still be the same. Biden would still do things to catch and grab, and Hunter Biden would still do things to catch and grab, and his dad, Biden, would still bail him out nonetheless.
And everything else, trying for months and months to turn up the tiniest little bit of dirt on Hunter Biden, and yet they can't even decide to appoint a special counsel.
Bro, I always think to myself, because I've seen these series, these COVID ops. I don't know what's it called, The Fixer. I think it's called The Fixer. That one is so creepy. Not in terms of horror, because it wasn't horror, but it was more like political espionage, and that was so creepy for me. The fact that they could literally be people who could do certain things to you and torture you in certain ways because you got too close to the president or because you know certain information, and it's on home ground and they work for the government. They just covert ops. It's so scary. It's like we're going after Hunter Biden and you can catch nothing. What kind of people are hiding such evidence and making sure you don't find anything? That's the scary part. And that is actually coming back now to the whole Epstein thing. It could be, most likely, those kind of people as well that are being hired to shut these politicians up. That is creepy.
Here for this heinous sex criminal who died mysteriously in prison. I mean, they're total hypocrites. But yeah, I mean, they should apply the same standard, obviously. And if they care enough, they should appoint a special counsel to investigate.
Congresswoman Boebert just suggested Matt Gaetz be the special counsel.
I think there'd be a conflict of interest there.
Why?
I want to pivot to another issue in Congress because some Republicans are now trying to reverse parts of that so-called big, beautiful bill that they voted for. For example, Senator Josh Hawley's introducing legislation that seeks to roll back the Medicare.
Okay, well, they're talking about Medicare. I don't care about Medicare. Not at this moment. I'm not going to report on it. But there's a lot more Biden. No, so what am I saying? Biden. There's a lot more about the Jeffrey Epstein, because that's actually what we're here for. We're here for support. We're here to support Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislane. I support Jeffrey and Ghislane Maxwell to release the list of who are they list, dude. Come on, we want to know. Stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein and no one cares. And there's Trump. Here's a picture of Trump. There's a picture of Trump with Ghislane. There's a picture. Who is really good friends? Who is that? That the brother or the dad? Dude, that looks like a dad, no shit. I mean, there's Jeffrey, he looks all happy. There's... That's Trump with some beautiful woman at that time, of course. Michael Bolton? Is that Michael Bolton? He's so cool. And there's Trump again with Ghislane. There's Trump again with Ghislane. This is Jeffrey. They're basically taking a photo of him because they knew he wasn't going to be there or with him for very long. Yeah, Trump's always got the models. And there's Trump again. Who's this? Is that the one he has now? I don't know. Wow. She's fine. She's fire. Wow. It's hectic. According to Trump, if you still want to talk about Epstein, you're sick. Why? Why? What does it say here? He is the Jeffrey Epstein host, forwarded to the Democrats, blah, blah, I can't really. Yeah.
I don't know what he did with Epstein, but possibly he did.
Do you think it's possible that Epstein was killed?
Oh, sure, possible. I mean, I don't really believe. I think he probably committed suicide. He knew a lot on a lot of people. He knew a lot on a lot of people. He knew a lot on a lot of people. He knew a lot on a lot of people.
Did he know about you? What do you know about him? What is it you know, bro?
Attorney General briefed you on the DOJ and FBI review, the findings of that review. The Attorney General briefed you on that.
What? On the
DOJ and FBI
on what?
review.
On what subject?
On the Epstein.
On Epstein, of the review of the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden,
Biden.
We went through years of that. With the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well, and it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release. Yeah.
That's such a good way to say it. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release. And you could basically say that to her, like, Pam, whatever you think is credible, you should release. And then nobody's gonna find you again. Basically, no one's gonna find you. Understand, Pam? But you should tell the truth. But no one's gonna. It's basically like that. It's so weird. Pam is. People are calling for Pam to basically resign because they say she's not doing a job. I mean, if she's not doing a job, she's not doing a job. She should be reprimanded. But stop calling for people to be pulled out of their positions, because the next person is going to do the same thing, and then you're going to probably call for them to be pulled from the position as well. So somebody needs to have spine and tell people the truth of what's actually going on. And man, those files, man, somebody just take the files, put it through a scanner, and upload it for the whole world to see on the internet. Nobody's going to complain with you. People's going to say, wow, that is a fantastic job. We thank you so much. We can now try and figure out what's really going on and who's really on the list. And my thing is, with all of those files that they had, does that mean it's kind of too late? Does that mean that they've scrubbed all the names out of the list that there was? So how are we really going to know who was there? Which is the crappy thing to say. We might not ever know, because they've had the files in their position for so long. Who knows what on there is actually real?